Hey everyone, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your daily forecast for the day of Sunday, January 14th, 2018. Now what is going on today is that we've got the moon here hanging out in Sagittarius, the very last degrees of Sagittarius, where it was making a trine to Uranus and a square to Chiron at midnight yesterday and into this morning, okay? So what that means here is as we were trying to do something new, all right? When the moon's in Sagittarius, we try to do something new, adventure. As we're trying to play, perhaps do something exciting and make sense of our life, there could have been some unexpected thing that did come up that perhaps was a little bit hurtful to us and a little bit uncomfortable that came in yesterday night and into this morning, okay? That I think we're still trying to deal with and still trying to figure out, all right? Perhaps we're trying to do some new thing we've been working on for quite some time here, or just trying to think about our lives in some way, but keep getting pulled back by old issues that keep coming up again that are a little bit hurtful for us as we try to break free to do something that I think really is important to us, being the issue, all right? I know I mentioned this a little bit yesterday, but it's still being true here today that in order to overcome some of these hard feelings that you may be feeling as you do something new, as you overcome the past and move forward, and how to overcome any unexpected thing here is to do the Capricorn thing, to accept this unexpected thing into your life, this new thing, and to start to build on your life in a better way, even if it is uncomfortable, okay? And the more that you begin to build on some new thing that you're doing, or begin to make progress, even if you're uncomfortable about it, or even if you're unsure about what it is that you're doing, I think some of those other fears and insecurities are going to start to melt away here as you really start to take what's going on in your life and move forward with it and build on it. All right, I think another thing that could come in here with the Capricorn is if you think long term here about your life, and if you try to get a handle on some of your emotions too, I think that also is going to help you do what needs to be done and not feel so hurt or upset if some uncomfortable thing does come up at the end of yesterday and into today, all right? Another reason why thinking long term can be a good thing, and kind of having your emotions, I want to say, take a little bit of a back seat to some other stuff going on, is because after that happens, which is going to happen at midnight, all right, when this alignment's going to go on, the moon then moves into Capricorn at 1 p.m. Utah time, all right? When the moon is in Capricorn, it's not in a good spot. That's because the moon likes to be in Cancer, right here where it's at home, and Capricorn is the sign directly opposite Cancer. Okay, so planets don't like to be in the signs that are opposite of their home sign coming in, and that's what's going on today with the moon. All right, the reason why moon does not like Capricorn is because it feels like we cannot be nurtured emotionally in Capricorn. We feel like we have needs going on that are personal to us, maybe a little bit private and a little bit internal, that cannot be taken care of because we have our public needs to take care of. We have our long-term goals to take care of as well, that sometimes we need to put our emotions aside for in order to take care of some of those things. So I think that's what's going on today, really needing to learn how to take any new thing that it is that you're working on here in your life and to start to move forward on it. Think long term, think big picture, and start to move forward even if it is uncomfortable now and even if you're not quite unsure about it. All right, so that's what's going on. After the moon enters Capricorn at 7 o'clock at night Utah time, it's then going to come in a conjunction with Saturn, okay? And Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, really giving a lot of heavy Capricorn influence here to the moon, which doesn't really like that kind of energy going on here, which could make, because of that, you feel emotionally restricted, feeling like you want to have fun, you want to be excitable, you want to be nurtured and cared for and loved, but we got work to do here, we got things to make happen, having a lot of commitments going on as well, and of course with the Mercury thing coming in a little bit later as well, some big decisions to make. So I think what's going on here is that today could be a little bit of an uncomfortable day. Uncomfortable in the morning because some unexpected things come up that are a little bit hurtful, perhaps in some way as you're trying to do something new, and then uncomfortable at night here because you have to think long term, put your feelings aside here, and be very serious and dedicated and disciplined about what it is that you want and where it is that you see your life going, okay? Being the thing. And I think this day is going to be really hard, and I think really, you know, the past few weeks could be really hard, and the next few weeks could be really hard if you're still stuck in the Sagittarius thing. If you're still stuck here trying to figure out, what am I doing? What do I believe? Can I do this thing that I want? Is there something new in my life or not? Am I supposed to do this new thing? Could be very difficult, and I think today is the day here you need to realize, look, you have what it takes to do what it is that you need to do. All right, you can do this new thing if there's some new thing in your life that you're working out, and now is the time to switch the gears here to really begin to build on this thing that it is that you're doing, to accept some new thing, to accept some new belief system as fact, and to just move forward on it and make it happen. Okay, so I think that is what is going on today with a lot of this energy. Then after that, all of that happens at the very, very, very end of the day, 11 o'clock Utah time. The moon then is going to come over Mercury here in Capricorn, which again could bring up lots of conversations here. Very communicative. You either talking a lot to other people or other people talking a lot to you about what is going on. Because the moon again is in Capricorn and does not like to be in Capricorn, a lot of people could be talking about some hurt feelings they have, some uncomfortable thing that's going on with them, perhaps how uncomfortable it is for them here to have to build on some new thing that it is that they've been working on, and having to take all these beliefs that they've been trying to refine the past few years and trying to put them into place. All right, so there could be a lot of that stuff coming up, knowing you need to take the initiative here to build something on your life, to create the life that it is that you want, but feeling uncertain about it, being uncomfortable with it, starting to associate more with some new life that it is that you're creating here, but needing to figure out how to get on board with where your life is going to really take advantage of it and move yourself up in the world. Okay, I think there's lots of opportunity today to create and recently to create a life that it is that you want. Of course, with Jupiter here in Scorpio and a sextile with Pluto, I think there's lots going around here to make some good changes in your life to really help you to put your life in a better place and do something really powerful here. But I think emotionally, we're still trying to get the hang of this thing that we're doing, of some new life that it is that we're creating, some new direction that we're really beginning to step into or take new chapters to step into in some way. And really today and the next few days having to work out emotionally, okay, I'm doing this thing, I'm building this new life, I'm going in this new life direction, that's very, very good for me, but how do I really face what needs facing? How do I do the hard things in order to get what it is that I want and that I know is just going to be better? All right, so that's what I see going on today. Other stuff going on in the background that I haven't already mentioned is Mars here. Let me erase this. Is Mars coming into, in Scorpio, a trine with Chiron. All right, so this could definitely bring up some uncomfortable feelings going on about how it is that you're acting. All right, you're starting to change your life for the better, okay, with the Jupiter Pluto thing here coming in, but maybe again feeling a little bit uncomfortable with some of the changes that it is that you're making, not sure some of these changes are right in some way, having to deal with some really deep emotional stuff going on inside you, some financial stuff, some stuff with relationships, and again feeling a little bit worried, am I doing this right? Is this what I really need to do moving forward? That could be a little bit hard and a little bit uncomfortable here, but again, needing to keep building on your life, taking all of these changes and moving forward with them. All right, you need to not get stuck here trying to adjust your belief systems, okay? You need to make sure your beliefs are in the right place, that you're doing something new, and you need to not get stuck here as well, thinking that changes in your life are hard to make, thinking that you're never going to be able to change your life, thinking that it takes too much work, okay? I think if you can accept that you know, you're doing something you have not done before and it's uncomfortable, and the process to change your life to get to where you want to go is uncomfortable, I think it's going to be better for you and easier for you than it would be if you're still worrying here about whether or not you're doing the right thing and about what's going on. All right. I want to say with this Mars trine Chiron thing here, you know, it can be uncomfortable when we start to make some big moves in life, to rearrange our life, to do something else, but to not let that bring you down. We have to start somewhere, you know. It's like if we don't take that step to change our life, even if it's uncomfortable and even if it hurts, it's never going to happen. We're never going to have the life that it is that we want. So I say with this aspect, don't worry if things aren't perfect. Maybe that could come into play here with the Saturn Mercury stuff possibly. I would say don't worry if things aren't perfect. Just get going. Just take the first step even if they're imperfect. And I think even that will be better for you, because I think the more that you begin to move forward and the more that you begin to put some of your feelings aside, especially with the moon in Capricorn, the better it is you're going to feel in the end. The more successful you're going to feel, the more proud of yourself you're going to feel for pushing, you know, some of these things that were hard time and time again, and persevering and doing what needs to be done. Okay, today I don't want to tell you to ignore your feelings coming in today and the next few days. When you get a lot of Capricorn energy and you have to think business, you have to think long term, you have to think what's going to put you in the best spot, not now but eventually. Okay, and you have to start to make the steps to do it even if you aren't quite sure if you're doing the right thing. Okay, just as long as you're trying to make progress the best that it is that you know how, and are being really honest and genuine and trying, just trying to do the best that you can. All right. Other stuff that's happening, going on, is what else? We still also have, I talked a little bit about this yesterday, the Sun and Venus here in a square to Uranus and a sextile to Chiron. So some unexpected stuff still coming up that you're doing or others are doing to put their life in a better spot and create the life that it is that they really want here, but needing to accept that there are some unexpected things people are doing, integrate them into your life and into your life direction so that you can start to feel better once again. I think that's happening. And then we also do have the Sun and Venus currently in a sextile to Mars as well. So lots of breaking free from old situations that are holding you back to do something that it is that you really want, to put your life in a better spot, to create something new in some way here. Lots of that to go around, but needing to make sure that you're not getting stuck in old patterns and old habits and old ways of thinking, and needing to make sure that you're not stopping your own progress because you don't know what you're doing. Like, it's okay if you don't know how to take what to do or what steps to take. I think the important thing right now, especially with the Mars and the Chiron thing, is to just do things, the best that you know how, and trust and have faith that everything will work out in the end. Okay, we have an eclipse coming. I think it's a full moon lunar eclipse happening on the north node here, with the sun here on the south node. So you're gonna have plenty of time to go back the next few months here and to clean up some of the mess that you've made. Some of the mess that you've made the past few months and years while Saturn's been in Sagittarius, and some of the mess you may make now as you do something here, and to not worry about that right now. Just do what you can do in the next few weeks when we have the eclipses come on here. Then you're going to have an opportunity to really begin to bring everything together, revisit some things from the past, and to do them in a better way, but to not worry about that right now as we start to prepare for that to come along. All right, so that's what I'm going to leave with you for today. Now your card for the day is the Tower reversed. This card is a card of the old things in your life coming down. Maybe you had some big things in your life that you were a part of that you felt like were very important to you, some organizations in your life, some relationships, some things that you always wanted. And I think what this card means is it's time to let them go here so that you can do new things and move into new chapters. And sometimes when this card is upside down, we try to keep everything together. We try to pretend like, oh, our life is the same. It's the same as it's always been and nothing's wrong. And I think this card says, look, face it that things are changing. Face it that your life is different, and realize that it doesn't have to be as bad as you think it is. Like, just because life is changing doesn't mean that your world is falling apart. And to just accept what's going on here so that you don't make it worse. I think if you're trying to hold everything together, and if you're trying to pretend that your life is perfect and your life is a pretty picture, it's going to make it worse than if you just accepted, you know what, life is a process, I'm learning, I'm trying to get somewhere, I'm trying to figure some things out, and just accepting that sometimes things need to get messy and fall apart for other things to come together. Okay, so that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.